Knoxville at W289CU Knoxville. Fan run.
I fired this thing up, I focused it, and I prepared it as best I can. You better be ready for love on this glory day, on this Thursday. It's pretty incredible. I got TGMD in the house along with Bryce. C's going to join here momentarily, and we're gonna set out to rank the teams in the league. And we haven't really even talked about it. We're just going to do this freshly on the air today. At the 1/3 point, Brian, it's hard for me to believe that the season's already 1/3 through, man. It's kind of crazy.
We wait all summer, and it seems like summer days go on forever, and then before you know it, season kicks off, and you're opening Christmas presents in no time.
And you know what, Matt, I'm really not sure a third of the way through this thing how much we know about these teams because we've seen so little league-on-league action.
Yeah, and, some teams haven't played a tough schedule, so you really don't know what's real, what's not.
Yep.
Other teams are going to get better and continue to get better throughout the year. You have something like Alabama, their opening game at Florida State. Is that an outlier? Do they look like that, maybe this weekend or a few more times?
Yeah.
Or was that just kind of a low point and they've regrouped? It's really fascinating to talk about and kind of judge it's hard to rank them because you have to kind of balance what the resume and what they've done versus what you think the team kind of could be.
Like a really good example of that is Matt's going to do a gamer for Mississippi State like he does when he previews teams for our blog over at tclub.team. And he was telling us here down the air, hey, I'm going inside State's defensive numbers, and they're actually a lot better than I thought they were. But the question is, are they better than you thought they were because Northern Illinois last week couldn't hit a deep pass, and Arizona State was still trying to work the kinks out, and they're rusty or they're not very good? Or are they better, Matt, because they're better? And I guess my thing is we're not going to know till these teams start playing other teams from the league because that's going to be the real tester.
Correct. The one thing about State's defense is they're certainly improved from last year because it would be kind of impossible to have a worse defense than they did last year. But how improved, we'll find out really Saturday. We'll go a long way to determining that. And
the other thing about a ball club like them, and you hit this on or I was talking in the blog today about this, they're a lot more explosive than they were last year on offense with the explosive plays they've already made. So they're certainly going to be a different team than we thought coming into the season. They're kind of part and parcel of C. As I bring you in on our Thursday, C jumps in on us on Thursdays, and he'll be by with us later tonight on Winners and Losers presented by our friends at Dos Equis /VIP play. But C, you got to say the bottom of the league looks a lot better than it did before the season started. Now, you have to wonder about Mississippi State. Are they going to be one of these teams that gets out to a 4-0 start and gets stuck on 4 wins all year? That could happen to them. I mean, we've seen that happen in this league, see?
Yeah, Tony, how you doing? I think, sorry, I'm a little bit under the weather, but Arkansas, Mississippi State, Kentucky, I think are the bottom 3 in some order. And yeah, I do think it's going to be tough for those teams to find wins in the league, but Mississippi State of those 3 has been the team that's, I know they've only played one real game, but like you said with Matt looking at the numbers and everything, like the Arizona State game, their defense, especially the secondary, was much better than we expected. And they did add quite a bit in the back end in the portal, and they did a lot on defense to try to improve. And Arkansas offensively, obviously, has taken a bit of a step. They're still as bad kind of as we thought on defense. But yeah, all 3 of those teams, I guess Kentucky kind of can be excluded, are a little bit better on one side of the ball, or significantly better on one side of the ball than expected. But they're still a little bit unproven, and none of those teams, obviously, have a big win against an SEC team. Mississippi State beat Arizona State, but Arkansas and Mississippi State, we still haven't seen win a game against the middle or top of the group SEC team yet, which will be interesting to see if they can win a game or two like that But yeah, 0-8 could still come into play, I think, for any of those three teams.
I mean, that's the crazy thing about all this stuff is, and then you look at a Tennessee team. I mean, when you look at the league right now, Tennessee's capable of going 8-4, 10-2, 11-1 from this point. I mean, literally, like I'm open to all possibilities. So when we rank these teams, you look at them and you go, okay, where are they now? Now, what I want to do is not where are they going to finish, but who's shown us right now. What do you guys think a better way to rank it? Who has the best team, or where are they now, Matt? What's a better way to do this exercise today on the air? And then I want to hear from folks at 865-200-5402, because invariably when we do the first 5 teams, people are going to say, well, that's not right, and here's why, and it's good. Let's talk it out. Let's have some fun with this. And by the way, the Vols are in all orange Saturday for the whiteout. There'll be 2 whiteouts going on in the United States of America on Saturday, and back-to-back TV windows, as we say in the business. What's a better way to do this, guys, do you think? Who deserves to be ranked up there right now, or who the best teams are?
I think who deserves to be up there right now. I don't think LSU and Texas deserve to be in the top 5 right now.
Interesting.
Those are 2 examples. Those are 2 examples. They might have better teams, but they just haven't. LSU's offense just doesn't seem to pop. And Texas is, you know what they've been. They haven't proven anything. They beat Sam Houston State, but so what? 55-0, so what?
Bryony Boy Hartman bringing it to the table. See, how do you think we ought to do it? Best team, or who's shown us the most so far?
Just the way I kind of think, I'm more of a person who tries to think about how good the team is.
Okay.
Because it's kind of hard. It's hard. Like when I'm opposite of Brian. I have a hard time with the other way, because you're still kind of doing when you say who's accomplished the most, you're still judging teams, because like LSU's ranked highly because we thought Clemson was good. So it's like when you say who's accomplished the most, we don't really know how good a lot of the teams are that they've played or beaten either, if that makes sense.
Oh,
so
no doubt.
I think you're doing it in either way. You're judging how good teams are in either way, but I would rather just say who I think is the better team, because I think I don't think Alabama played Florida State again. We talked about this. They're still going to be a touchdown plus favorite against them. I'm not going to say Florida State's better than Alabama because they beat them, if that makes sense. Is how I look at it.
Matt, what's our criteria going to be here as we do this on the other side?
I think you can kind of blend it a little bit, and just kind of do a little of both. Just kind of, and then just kind of wing it, personal preference. Yeah,
because here's the thing we were talking about off the air, like what to do with Tennessee, and I'm not going to give us away, but I think me and Matt are kind of on the same boat. In the same boat when it comes to the Vols. Listen, I think the league's crazy wide open. I think beginning this weekend, you're going to see that. I think Alabama's going to get Georgia Saturday, personally. I think the league's going to be nuts. I think there are things that we hold true about the league right now that are not. And I think there might be a few pretty good teams hiding in plain sight. Obviously, Oklahoma's got to get their quarterback back. Their schedule was so hard anyway. But that kid getting hurt, I mean, that was so predictable that I saw it coming. Like I was talking about it 3 weeks ago. You cannot run around in this league and make it. And he lasted, I mean, am I wrong, guys? Did Oklahoma play 1 league game so far? Is that right?
Yeah, they played Michigan.
Yeah, they played.
And then 2 hoopties.
And then 1 league game. And he got hurt in his one league game. And he was in a hard-hitting football game. That Auburn team, they were hitting each other.
He played with the injury for like 3 quarters, they said. It was a hand injury, and they didn't know he had a problem until the game was over a few days later.
So when we come back on the other side, we'll get to that. We'll get to some of the matchups this weekend as well. There are a few other things I want to get into. I cannot just digest. I can't wrap my brain around the fact that Stephen F. Pearl's a head basketball coach in the SEC. Former Vol great, one of our all-time great 50 players. As we continue with more, we'll rank the SEC teams, and then we'll get your thoughts on our work. And we have not prepared this. We're going to fight this out on the air. We're going to fight this out as we continue after this.
Are you searching for a great local coffee? I'm Billy with Grade A Grounds. You can buy our freshly roasted coffee online and support a good cause with every sip. Great coffee, greater causes. Visit our website today, gradeagrounds.com.
You got a dream about buying some land and building on that land? Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott, for hundreds in our area. Custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contract. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting. Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, smoky mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw. Available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good. When it's time for your next move, you want to get your precious belongings from point A to point B with your peace of mind intact. That's why you need to call my friends at Gouffon Moving and Storage, East Tennessee's moving legend. Gouffon Moving and Storage has been helping East Tennesseans move since 1887. That's 138 years, 5 generations. That's even longer than the Dooley, Jones, and Pruitt era combined. Gouffon Moving and Storage, pro movers, serving Knoxville, surrounding areas, and interstate moves too, both residential and commercial. And we'll provide you with personalized service that other corporate movers simply cannot. We know how to move all types of items. We pay careful attention to our clients' valuables. Your satisfaction as a customer is our absolute priority. As the oldest continually owned and operated family moving business in the United States, when it's time for your next move, it's Gouffon Moving and Storage. And storage, it's secure and vaulted. Our newest offering of commercial storage logistics, we offer receiving, storage, and delivery services for all your business logistic needs. See more at Gouffon.com. That's Gouffon.com. Or check out the link at tclub.team. When it's time for your next move, East Tennessee's moving legend, Gouffon Moving and Storage.
Why limit great savings to just one weekend? This year, our Labor Day special lasts all month long. It's the September Smart Comfort event from Pipe Wrench Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. This month only, enjoy valuable home comfort upgrades at no extra cost when you install a new HVAC system or water heater to prepare your home for the colder months ahead. This September, you can get a free furnace upgrade with qualifying HVAC system installation or free sediment filter with water heater installation. Pipe Wrench is your partner for energy-efficient and cost-effective upgrades that keep your family comfortable and safe year-round. We make it easy with free on-site estimates for replacements and free second opinions on repairs. And if budgets are tight, we offer flexible payment plans including 0% financing with credit approval. No rush, no stress, just smart seasonal savings for HVAC or water heater installations until the end of September. Call Pipe Wrench at 865-264-8090 or book online at pipewrench.com to schedule your appointment today. And as always, same-day service guaranteed or the visit is free.
Life never stops moving. And between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up. A tire designed for doers. A tire that's going to last. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires, just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence, and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776. Or just visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor, Marcos Garza, and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
Fired up, folks. Prepared with you on a Thursday. Tomorrow we're live at Calhoun's. Rain, go away. Tomorrow the great Joe Kurt's going to be with us. Bino the great. Come out, start your football Friday with us live at Calhoun's, whether it's home or away. It's a tradition unlike any other. Augusta National gymnastic your heart out. I can't wrap my brain around Stephen F. and Pearl being the head coach. See, you're a notable basketball guy here. Can you wrap your brain around it, Steve?
I mean, I think it's going to be kind of end how we all expect. It's kind of been what Bruce has been floating out there for several years. It seems like it's happened now with several coaches, like the high-profile coaches in that sport. I think it's going to continue to happen sometimes. Once or twice a year, you're going to see these coaches walk up to the fall to start a fall practice and then pull it out, and the coaches, the AD is not going to have really any choice. I think this is going to be probably a disaster. Stephen Pearl, obviously, you've told plenty of stories about the behind the scenes. There's some stories I've heard recently about just it seems he probably hasn't matured as much as you'd hope for a guy who's going to be in charge of some 10 to 12 18 to 23-year-old kids here, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to handle it like Bruce obviously notably kind of had a little bit of a relaxed and player friendly system there where he kind of had his own way of controlling it and still making it work. And I don't know how, it's not just Steven. I don't know how many people would be able to walk into that and have enough respect from those guys to be able to kind of walk that fine line of letting those guys be free, but not, because even with Pearl, sometimes there were years where it got the best of him when he'd have kids who were too far, had too much freedom. So, and now Steven's kind of the disciplinarian of that program. I think it might be, I don't think it's a great match, and I don't think the roster that Bruce left. I think Bruce said in a conference call or media availability a month or so ago that he thinks this is a team that'll be not competing for the SEC title, but competing to be a high seed by March and peaking fifth or sixth best team in the league. So if that's what Bruce could get out of them, I would think Steven, they're going to be in the bottom half of the league would be my assumption.
Yeah, and the other thing, people are wondering why he did it now, what this new formula is about. Really, it's about locking the school and locking the kids.
Yeah. Because
That's all it is.
Like Todd Pettiford is one of the best point guards in the country. That's the only player they have returning scholarship wise. And he'd get, probably in last spring's portal, he would have gotten probably a couple $1 million.
Yep.
From somebody, and now somebody could pay him that. But the thing is, he can't get, like, say Tennessee, if they didn't have Jacoby Gillespie, needed a point guard, they could pay Todd Pettiford $2 million, but he couldn't just come to Tennessee and enroll in school now. He would not be able to play for him right away. So, he's not going to be able to play anywhere. So it locks your entire roster in, and it locks your AD up because no sitting head coach is going to leave to go to Auburn and on the first day of fall practice either. So it pretty much just locks in the roster, and it locks in your handpicked successor, at least for 1 year, gives them a chance.
I like, Matt, the misnomer is that the kids are free to go. Yeah, sure, you're free to go. You just got to sit out this season. And when you want to play in the NBA next year, I mean, sure, you're free to go. Free to go where? They're locked in. The institution's locked in. No coach worth his salt is going to leave his kids right now and go, hey, I'm taking the Auburn job. It's 2 weeks before the season. Besides, that's setting yourself up for failure. So the new thing in college basketball is that when you resign, because Pearl's known he was going to resign. He's been saying it all summer. He gave a couple interviews this summer and said, I've had my career. I mean, he knew he was quitting. But the new thing now with the basketball coaches, and I don't know why this is they walk right to the line. You know what that'd be like, Matt? That'd be like a football coach having a successor on staff that they want, and they leave 2 weeks before the start of the football season in August. You guys think we're going to get to start seeing that? And this basketball coach thing is really strange. What's happened here? Because it's obvious what these guys are doing, these veteran coaches. It's obvious what Bruce Pearl did. You think they would have hired his son, in an open market deal if he'd have left in the spring? You think Auburn would have given? No way.
And it started with Bo Ryan is how this started. This goes back to Bo Ryan had a ready-made Elite Eight Final Four team, and Wisconsin was balking on making Greg Gard the head coach in waiting. So Bo Ryan, I think he did it actually like middle of October. He went through like half of practice, and then a couple weeks before their first exhibition game, like a week before, he walked right out of there and said, "I'm done." He left Greg Gard like a stacked and packed team, and Greg Gard went and won like 30 games, and Wisconsin, and not only they have no choice to hire him then, but then when you win 30 games, then you got to give him a real contract. So Bo Ryan started this. We've seen Tony Bennett do it. We've seen some other guys do it. Now Pearl, it's a way to it's a way to win a power battle with the AD.
That's all it is. It's exactly what that is.
Exert power.
Yeah, it's Pearl saying.
Well, Duke kind of did the other way. Krzyzewski knew he was quitting during the season, so they renamed Shire. He didn't wait until the season was about to start.
Right. And Shire's done a nice job there.
Yeah, but he got to hand pick his guy.
That's true too, Matt.
Which I guess, Pearl did too. Pearl doesn't quit unless, Steven's getting the job. They probably had this in the works for probably since at least that first Final Four, I would think.
It's such an odd deal, man. And I don't know. I keep going back and forth on whether or not to put the over under at 1.5 or 2.5 if I was trying to incur action on both lines. I know this much. Stephen F. and Pearl will not coach 4 seasons at Auburn. I will guarantee you that. I don't know whether it's 1.5 or 2.5 because he's extremely combustible and he could explode down there. And Bruce could ride back in like the knight in shining armor. The whole thing is just, I don't know. It's just the business. It's just the way the business is done now. And these veteran coaches really want to call the shots. All right, let's get around to ranking these teams. Matt, before we do, who's going to have the better with the script off the bat? Because I'm looking, and Mississippi State has been incredible in the first quarter of these games. In fact, Mississippi State upset Arizona State because they had such a great beginning in that football game. So y'all tell me what we're going to see here. Who's going to get the best of whom in the first quarter?
I would still side with Tennessee, although I'd be kind of surprised if it's not 7-7 after both teams have had a possession.
Isn't that wild? And then the question becomes, Tennessee's script looked like it went all the way through the first quarter against Georgia. It seems like, guys, these scripts are getting longer and longer, or am I imagining that? What do y'all think?
Yeah, I think a lot of coaches want to run their stuff. They want to get all their stuff in. So the only way to do that is to prepare a long script. I'm not sure Heupel's that way, but
a lot of times these scripts also are they're going to throw a bunch of different looks, like against Georgia. Tennessee did some of the stuff with the pro style splits and some of the veer and shoot stuff, like in their scripted stuff, because these coaches in the first couple possessions are wanting to see how they're reacting to certain motions, how they're reacting to certain formations, things like that. That's really what the script, more than obviously they want to score and they're going to put their best plays in them, but they're wanting to get looks and be able to see, okay, later in the game, how they react to this motion, how we can use that to our advantage in a big spot in the second half.
These two teams have outscored their opponents 86-7 and 55-6 in the first quarter. It's hard for it to be any better than that, guys. Not bad for two offenses, Matt, that couldn't make big plays last year. That's not bad.
No, not at all.
And they've got a couple receivers, kind of like we do, that are capable of lighting you up that Tennessee's going to have to contend with. So we'll see how all this goes. But this Thompson kid is kind of a handful. He's a trivia question. How many guys have played on 3 different SEC teams in their career? That's got to be a short list. That kid's played at Oklahoma, Texas, and now Mississippi State, and he's seemingly found a home at State. And I believe he's the kid that made the catch at the end of the Arizona State game. So there is that. All right, let's talk here. So I said when we came on that we were going to endeavor to rank these teams in the league. Let me throw you a curveball. Matt, rank Tennessee's schedules. I mean, not schedules, but rank their uniforms for me. I'm thinking schedules because I'm thinking about Tuesday night. Rank the uniform combinations for the Vols as well. Can you all do that? Help me out here. What's the best uniform combination?
I like the orange on orange.
Go
all orange.
All right, all orange. All right, Brian nominates all orange. What's your favorite look, say?
I like the classic white helmet, orange jersey, white pants. I guess when I was a kid, that was pretty much. I kind of grew up in the Fulmer years, and we didn't see too much of the orange pants back then. So I like the classic all white, and the orange and white's my favorite. The home orange and white.
All right, and the home orange and white. What do you favor, Matt?
I really like the orange pants, but just that stormtrooper look that we had there in the mid to late '90s, just
Fulmer thing. Yep.
We were really good wearing them. So that I always think about how good those teams were. So that probably skews that. My kind of curveball one would be the Condrich Holloway throwbacks they wore in, I guess it was 2004 to open the season with the orange shoulder pads. I thought those were a really cool look.
So you guys none of you said smoky gray.
I'm not a fan of. I don't like the smoky grays at all.
If I could bring one uniform, if I could do one combination, it's the combination that Johnny Major's teams in the early '90s wore. I think that was a beautiful road uniform. The Miracle South Bend uniforms were just a gorgeous color combination for our colors. I've thought that for years and years. Another curveball question, then we'll go to the phones. Who are you going to miss more, Matt, on the schedule annually? Georgia, Florida, or neither? What's your answer to that?
Probably Georgia. Certainly, I won't miss Florida at all. I just Tennessee just has never really gotten anything out of that one.
Brian Hartman, Georgia, Florida, or neither from this change of schedule?
I want to say Florida because Tennessee's finally got to a point where, And they've been here before. It's just they were incompetently coached, where they have a competent coach and they can actually have an upper hand on them. And now you're going to take the thing away, which you got to figure they'd be favored next year in Neyland if they played them. And they've got as good a chance to win in the Swamp as they have in a long time. So I'll say the Florida game for right now, because Georgia seems to be just a juggernaut, although they did almost beat them this year.
See, where are you, Georgia, Florida, or neither?
I'd say neither. The Florida thing has been a disaster for pretty much my whole life. I won't miss that at all. And then obviously with how Georgia's rolling right now, you're going to be next year will be 10 years without beating them. So I won't miss that. I won't miss playing Kirby or the long suffering thing with Florida either. I think it's good that you're not playing either one of them.
I mean, we've had, thinking back through it the other day, I was thinking back, what's life going to be like without playing Florida? That's 30 years, guys. 33 years. That's a lot of water under the bridge. See, when they did this in the early 90s.
WRUF simulcast.
Well, in the early 90s, when they went to this, that would have been like saying, okay, since 1958, we've been playing this game. A lot of time. I mean, you think of it that way. Think of how much time 33 years is. And I just think the Florida thing is just, how do I say this without offending anybody? These people are trash, man. I mean, I'm not trying to offend anybody, but those people are straight garbage. Matt, you've been there. You enjoy that place, Matt?
No, it's awful. Hell on earth. Especially when you go down there in September and it's 95 degrees.
And they're not nice.
No, they're terrible.
And in the 90s, they were throwing urine on us. And they're uncivilized. And Jeremy Foley and Spurrier, those guys looked the other way. And the police department looked the other way at it. And it was, I just can't get over that. Now, they don't matter now. Like we were talking about. Well, we were having this conversation yesterday, Sean Sinclair off the air, and then we brought it on the air. I would much rather see Georgia win than those Florida people. I'm sorry. Florida, their fans will kind of bark in your face and all this and that. And I don't know if I could say that out loud. Those Florida people are a bunch of they're a bunch of damn Yankees, man. I mean, let's just call it what it is. But they're a bunch of neck Yankees. Like Yankee necks. So there is that. Cinco brought the Florida job up. It's going to open after the season. I don't know what to make of the Florida job, guys. I don't know. Is the Florida job the job where only Spurrier was the guy that could really move the bar there? And then Urban Meyer came in there while there was still some momentum and did it. Is that the Florida job? Or is the Florida job the other 60 years in the modern era? How do you, Matt, when you think about the Florida job, does that scare you? Like that they could really win national championships there? Because that's just not their history. It is in other sports.
With the right coach, yeah, they can absolutely, just kind of dominate. But I just don't think they've made great coaching hires. It's not it is a unique job in that it doesn't. It obviously historically isn't an elite program, but there's just such a recruiting base down there that if the right coach gets it rolling, they can be really, really, really good. But it does take a certain type of coach and that kind of understands the place and knows you don't have this passionate, deep fan base. You have to kind of massage them and you've got to win and win right away. But, it's a really hard job to fail at, to be honest, I think. Maybe not an elite. Maybe you can't be elite all the time there, but to be as bad as they've been with like Napier's is stunning because even like Muschamp and Mullen, those guys had 10-win seasons.
Matt brings up a pretty good point, right, City? I mean, those guys, even as pedestrian as they've been, it's kind of like Butch Jones here. Our job is so good. People talk about how bad our job is. Your job is. Hey, the Tennessee job's so good that Butchie Boy was able to go out there and, scratch near 10 wins. And if he wasn't such a moron, he would have done it a couple times.
Yeah, I mean, like Matt said, I don't think it's a hard job in the sense of like Jim McElwain won the East there. Dan Mullen won the East and got to the Orange Bowl, and Muschamp had some success there. It's a hard job to fail at, but the problem is winning the East, winning 10 games, getting to New Year's Six Bowl. I think in the playoff era, what Dan Mullen would have been and maybe what McElwain would have been as far as losing in the first round just is not going to move the bar there at all for those fans. They're not a 10-win season to them, and especially if you're playing kind of the boring style of football, they don't care about it. We've seen it in other sports. We've seen in basketball they win national titles and they have kind of half empty arenas. In baseball, they have no one going to their games. Nobody cares when they're in Omaha. I think they've been in both those sports. They've been in Omaha and Final Fours more than just about anybody, and they don't care at all about either of those two sports. And in football, unless they're Tebow, unless they're Spurrier, unless they're the top, then it's an elite. They're out there. It's a hard place to play. They're really engaged. But if they're just kind of milling around 10 wins, 10th through 15th best team in the country, that's not enough for them. They're going to get bored with that really quickly. So that's what I think makes it hard, is that being really good is not enough there in football for those fans.
They want to be exciting to watch, and the Billy Napier teams just aren't that at all with the way they approach it. I mean, it's a run first. They just don't throw deep passes. That's what they want to see. Ike Hilliard running around.
You're right,
50
Brian.
yards down the field.
You're exactly right, Brian.
And when you total up their records outside of the Spurrier and the Tebow years, they average about 7 to 8 wins a year. That's what they are. That's what Tennessee kind of is when they're not, they're just average. So it's real similar in that regard. They're nothing special. They're nothing to be afraid of. They're not some kind of, deity. They're just an average program if they don't have Spurrier or Tebow.
I think it's an interesting play. So and see, and Matt, we're touching on this. In one sense, you can win, but in another sense, you almost can't win enough. It's very strange. Where would you guys put that job in the league? Like, say you were to open all these jobs up, right? Because I think Tennessee's job is like a top 10 job in football. I've always thought that in college ball. And if you look at one of the things that makes a Tennessee job so attractive is us. It's quite an asset. It's quite an asset in basketball. Let me tell you something. Rick Barnes never dreamed that you're this into basketball. Never dreamed. Our basketball crowd is twice as good as Florida's, the interest in it. Wouldn't you say? I mean, it's really kind of indisputable. They have I would agree with that. What is their capacity there?
I think
what's
12 or 13,000.
And they don't fill it. They'll
fill it a couple times a year.
You imagine, Matt, we've sold out our basketball tickets here already. You imagine, and we have a 20,000+ seat arena. You imagine how expensive Danny White would make tickets if we had a 12,000 seat arena, and what kind of money they could get for them. It's just the truth. I mean, it's a stone cold truth. And so, I don't know. Well, let me ask you guys this. Did anybody see the Lane Kiffin thing last night? Anybody look at it? The Lane Kiffin rehab piece that ran?
I saw a bunch of clips from it, but I didn't watch it in full.
That's obviously what they're doing, right? His agency is rehabbing him, and he is an interesting subject because he's such an open book. Does he get a chance there, guys? What do y'all think? What's your sense of
No.
that? No?
It doesn't sound. Just based on, I've talked to some people who I think have some knowledge of it, and I think the people who really make the decisions there are really turned off, but they're just afraid that he kind of like I think what happens at other schools like this. The problem with Kiffin is that the people who make the decisions are afraid he's going to upstage them. I think that kind of happened. You could speak to it better than me, Tony. With Pearl here,
yes,
there's some people who I think that's kind of the thing that
the Haslams
people are afraid of with Kiffin.
The Haslams took the hedge of protection off Pearl because he got too big here. That's what happened.
Yeah, and I think Kiffin's whole thing of just being uncontrollable is not appealing to Florida, from what I understand.
You would have thought, Matt, that Bruce Pearl would have had enough equity, to use a former term, to weather that storm when that storm hit him, but they just discarded him like he wasn't there.
Wasn't his wife related to Florida's former quarterback Reeves?
Yeah, so that came up yesterday. That's Dan Reeves. That's John Reeves' daughter is Layla. That's right. I like old John Reeves. He's former first-round draft pick of the Philadelphia Eagles. All right. So where is the Florida job, guys, in the league? Before we rank these teams, and then we go to the phones. Because I don't know what to make of the Florida job. The best job in our league is what? Alabama? Would that be seen as the best job?
Texas or Georgia?
Texas has come along, and I think that's a better job. And Oklahoma, in some way, I don't know that
Georgia and LSU are the three best.
Texas,
that
Georgia.
would be
all right,
a better job.
I like you guys fighting. Texas, Georgia. Why LSU, Matt?
Just the recruiting base.
Yeah.
Unlike some of the other schools in your league, that like you own that state, and it's for the most part a pretty loyal state. You get who you want, and a lot. It's really hard to go in there and pick guys off. Saban kind of did it a few times, but it's rare. And they just have everything set up down there.
I'm not surprised Brian Kelly hasn't won at a higher clip because he's kind of a 10-win guy. It's what he did at Notre Dame. But I don't know how much time I don't know how much more they're going to put up with him unless he wins one. Because Les Miles won one there. Ed Orgeron won one there. Once Saban pulled the top off that thing, that was that. I mean, that thing is like a freight train. Texas, Georgia, LSU. Who'd I nominate for the top job? Alabama? Are they next?
I'd say they're fourth. Yeah, they're probably next.
All right. Who's after that? This is where it gets interesting. Who's after that?
I think Oklahoma, Tennessee, Florida have to sort it out between 5, 6, and 7.
A&M.
But they never.
But they don't have they just don't have the history, though. Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
But they got the money, Matt.
But you say Florida only has it with 2 coaches. Everything about A&M's got a lot more money than Florida does. They just haven't broken through.
Yeah, and what
those are comparable. They both have the weird, quirky stuff about them that not everybody can deal with.
What I'm talking about too is the attractiveness. Like, if I'm the hot shot coach out there and I'm the guy and I've discovered the secret sauce, what's the job I want? Well, Texas has all the resources, obviously. Georgia.
I think that's what.
Go ahead.
I think that's what makes A&M also attractive is that we talk about Florida. I think A&M's a little better than Florida in some ways because they're not going to get bored because they don't have the history.
Yes.
In the NIL era, they do have the top 5 budget, probably top 3 budget nationally. And they also are a place where if you win 10 or 11 games for 3 or 4 years, they're not going to, I don't think, run you out of there like they would at Florida. I think, and if you do win, like if you start winning a national championship, you're going to get a statue.
You are.
I think that.
No, you guys are right because somebody's going to come along and be their Bruce Pearl. Somebody's going to come along and be their Spurrier at some point. It might be this Elko guy.
I wonder if Florida regrets running Dan Mullen out of there.
No, he wasn't recruiting. So Texas,
given what they got now.
No, he wasn't recruiting. Texas, Georgia, he wasn't recruiting, Brian. He wasn't going to win. It was going to be diminishing returns. In a lot of ways, the guy that's here sucking The problem is he was left so little. That's the problem. And he gets behind the 8 ball down there. They're done. And he didn't have a roster. Plus, he's not an offensive guy. I didn't understand. I don't understand why Florida would not go get an offense first guy. I don't understand why they won't go hire Lane Kiffin. But
I mean,
Sean
he calls the off. He's the OC too. He just runs an awful offense.
I know
he's
it's really bad.
Guy.
That's
his
my
offense
point.
Is just
his
offensive.
offense
He just
sucks.
coaches them like they're an underdog.
Right.
Very conservative.
Right. I mean, last week they make 2 plays of more than like 14 yards downfield. I mean, you can't play modern college football like that. Can't play like that. So we think, okay, I'll go with you guys. Texas, Georgia, LSU. What do you think Alabama fans would think if you told them they were the 4th best job? But here's the thing. They don't have the billionaires. They have the history, but they don't have the billionaires. I wonder what the next 20 years of this thing looks like with Alabama not having the big money. See, back in the day when you could just buy your players and players didn't cost what they cost now, Alabama could buy everybody with impunity, sort of like Clemson did. See, here's a little secret for you. That's what happened to Clemson and Alabama in this era, y'all. And that's what's going to happen to Saban. That's why he got out of there. Saban said, I'm not doing this. Why do you think Saban went public and bitched about Jimbo Fisher buying all those players, Matt? Nobody ever talks about that. Why did he do that on the front end of what he did? And by the way, Alabama's still recruiting like way at the top of the sport. But how come it's not coming out in the wash? There's got to be a reason for that. Texas, Georgia, LSU, Alabama, A&M, they've never won, so we put them at 5. Who's 6?
I would put Oklahoma 5th, and then A&M, Tennessee, Florida.
You want Oklahoma 5?
I think. I mean, they're blue. They're a true blue blood of the sport, like Alabama. Like they're not Alabama, but I think they're cut above. They're a tier above. I think Tennessee, Florida, A&M, Auburn, as far as just history and kind of their brand name, in my opinion.
Matt, are you for that or against that, Matt? Where are you, Matt?
No, I agree. They've outside of that stretch there in the mid to late 90s, they've never really dipped off from being an elite program that competes for conference titles. So yeah, I think they're right up there.
Can we put Tennessee next with a straight face? Because here's a crazy thing. Here's a crazy thing about this. These 5 jobs might be the 5 best jobs in America. You throw Ohio State in there. Yeah, that Tennessee job is going to toggle somewhere between, I think it's a top 10 job to 12. These
they
jobs
may not have. The only thing they don't have is a state with a great recruiting base, but it's getting more and more so, and they don't have to go far to find players from there. They can treat Georgia like it's in state. They can they can get into the Midwest. They can recruit pretty much the entire Eastern Seaboard and even go out on the West Coast. So it's got everything you'd want.
All right, let's rank. Who's the number 1 team so far in the SEC? Tell me, living listener, where the Tennessee job falls in the league. Think about that. Who's number 1 so far? We're going to do the
I like
third poll. Go ahead, Bri.
I like Georgia's number 1.
Who do you got, panel? Let's talk about it. We had Georgia beat, Matt.
Argue anybody but Georgia at the top.
We had them beat.
Yeah, we did.
Take a field goal, we win.
Yeah.
Who you got, City?
I mean, I guess you put Georgia there for this section. I think Alabama is better than Georgia. I think Alabama will win at Georgia this weekend. So I guess I think Alabama is the best team in the league on paper, but you can't put them there because they've lost a game.
Who's number 2?
I like Oklahoma. Now we'll see how it goes with Hawkins, but I think what they've accomplished, they've beaten Auburn and Michigan both at home, but their defense is second to none.
Shout out to Hawkins.
Second to not many.
Shout out Barry Hawkins. Matt, who do you have at 2?
Yeah, I think has to be Oklahoma right now.
All right. Who do we have at 3?
Yeah.
Is it Bama? Is it us?
Yeah, Bama. I would say Bama or Texas.
Or even LSU since they're
Or
undefeated.
LSU, yeah.
Let's put LSU up there since they're undefeated.
Yeah, you can go LSU. LSU obviously an underdog this week. I think if Nussmeier doesn't get healthy, I think they're going to lose several games.
When you say healthy, define that. He's playing with a shoulder, no, a pec
I believe
issue.
They haven't. It's not out. It's not like I don't think they list him.
It's not out.
I don't know if they list him on the injury report, but I think from what I understand, I think he's playing with torn labrum.
I've had labrum issues
or at least
in the past.
Very, very strained labrum. Something where he's having to get some medical stuff. But if he doesn't get healthy, they're going to lose. They're about to hit a rough stretch. I think they can't run the ball at all. They have zero ability to run the ball, and he can't win it with his arm as he is right now.
There's a lot of that in college football, guys. There's a lot of not being able to run the football. That's a disease in college football for some reason.
Is it the offensive line cohesion? A lot of places are plugging in linemen every year that are different.
Bri.
They don't have 5 guys that are cohesive.
Could be, Bri. Mississippi State, Bri, who we're going to see this week, they haven't started the same offensive line all year. Now, obviously they're 4-0, but you're not going to do that in this league and get away with that. You're just not. You don't have a solid line. All right, so we've got, at the third poll right now, we've got Georgia 1, Oklahoma 2, LSU 3. Who's 4?
I think you could make a case for Tennessee at 4.
All right. Matt, who do you have? Who's 4?
Probably Bama, even though Ole Miss and A&M have better resumes.
What do you think, C?
I would put, like I said, I had Bama 1, which is kind of crazy, but I think Texas would be in there too. But they're very Arch dependent. I think Texas has the best team besides the quarterback. It just all depends on whether Arch ever wakes up or figures this out. If he doesn't, they're closer to the middle of the pack. But if he can become even serviceable, I think they're right up there at the top.
See, that's the crazy thing about this season, is that we could put teams there. A couple of these teams are not going to be there at the end. Like Oklahoma deserves to be number 2 right now because of that win last week. There's no way, if you can't keep that quarterback healthy, there's no way in the world they're getting to an SEC championship game against their schedule. However, you have to give them credit for what you saw on the field last week, and their damn defense was unbelievable in that game last week. And we know that guy's a great defensive coach, but they've got some freaking horses on defense now. So you've got Georgia, Oklahoma, LSU, Alabama 4. I share C's thought that Bama. I think Bama's figured it out offensively. I think they're going to win this week. I think Georgia has issues defensively. We expose them, and Alabama's going to walk through the door. It would not surprise me if Georgia loses a game or two, or a couple games between now and the end of the year, because that's going to be the. I think that's going to be the theme of the league this year. Because I don't know who's quote unquote great. Somebody had to be number 1. I don't know that Oklahoma's great. Do you guys? I mean, we put them at number 2. I don't know that I'd call them quote unquote great. Texas.
I don't think so either.
I don't know if you can put Texas here because Arch Manning looks so bad. So bad. Oh, I know. He got his joy back. He got his smile back, like Shawn Michaels back in the day.
What do you do with an A&M? They have a win at Notre Dame.
Put them at number 5. That's what I would do with them.
You could argue they could be higher than 5.
Yeah, you could put them ahead. If you're doing it based on results, so to speak, you could move them up. I think A&M and Tennessee are pretty close as far as like who's better. I think it would be it's a coin toss game.
It'd be a hell of a game if we were playing them this year. I know that. It'd be a hell of a game because we'd have to contend with Reed. They'd have to contend with what we're doing. Both teams have trouble spots. Both teams are pretty good, though. I'll put Tennessee 6. Matt, you argue that? Or is there somebody else we slide in there at 6?
I mean, if you wanted to put Ole Miss there, I wouldn't argue it, but I think, it's probably Tennessee. Even though I think Ole Miss, their backup quarterback might actually be better than their starter.
How did he find that guy? How did he do that?
Ferris State, Butch Jones, same school as Butch Jones. Ferris State is where Blaine got him.
In the transfer portal era, how's your backup quarterback that good?
Kind of luck, kind of like Aguilar, I think. I don't think they thought he was going to be that good.
I'm with you, Matt. I think he's better than the Simmons kid. I'm with you. I'm with Matt on that deal.
Way better. Like Hooker and Hilton is what I would compare it to.
What a weird sport, man. You see, we're very myopic, and for good reason, because this is our market, and this is who we follow, and this is who we cheer. The truth about major college football is when you look at the 5-star busts across that sport, it's hard to figure out who can play and who can't. It's hard coming out of high school, and it's even hard coming out of college. In the transfer market, it's hard. But that kid right there is a really good example of why some people are wanting to see Tennessee go the route they're going. So we're off to an interesting and robust discussion. We'll open it up for you at 865-200-5402 as we continue. Our top 7 in the league are number 1, Georgia. Number 2, the Sooners of Oklahoma. Sooner or later, they're not going to be there, I don't think. 3 is LSU. Sooner or later, they're not going to be there. 4 is Bama, who I don't know. I'm going to keep the kibosh on them. I put the kibosh on them in the preseason. I'm going to keep jockeying them ahead of this Georgia game. Let's see if I can put the old kibosh on them. We've got A&M at 5. I'm always in sell mode with A&M. Tennessee at 6. I don't know what mode I'm in with the Vols in terms of this season. If 10-2, 9-3. Some of you are saying, or Negative said, this team has to make the playoffs. It's like a referendum on Heupel. That's just not me. Matt, is that you right now? That's just not me. That's just not where I'm at. I'm not going to say that into a microphone.
I mean, the playoffs are should be the goal for this season, but it's not like some hard line expectation. No.
I mean, that Negative guy is such a clown that he came on the other day and said that if Heupel doesn't beat Mississippi State, he should be fired. No, he's never going to get it done. I mean, come on, Negative.
Whether it's baseball, football, softball, church groups, or schools, if you're raising money, do it with locally roasted grade A grounds coffee. I'm Billy Miller, a Vol alum and Knoxville native. You keep 40% of sales, and we donate 5% back to our East Tennessee community. Get started today by visiting our website at gradeagrounds.com.
Score a TV every time with T3 Vodka. T3 is Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. T3 Vodka is taking the volunteer state by storm. T3 Vodka, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains, where quality isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. Filtered 10 times and 80 proof. T3 Vodka delivers the smoothness that's unmatched. This dedication to excellence has already earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades. T3 is a 5-time gold medal winning vodka and the 2025 SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner. Whether you're sipping it neat or on the rocks or mixing up your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka is your choice for a premium, award-winning experience. Score a T3 TD and ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, drink T3 Vodka, and score a touchdown every time. T3, Tennessee's premium vodka, distributed by Athens Distributing Company. Please drink responsibly. Basilio here. No one does it like Alumni Hall. I'm here to tell you, living Vol fan, only one place. That's the best place to shop for Tennessee gear, and that's Alumni Hall. The best and largest selection of Tennessee apparel for the whole family. Top brands like Nike, Champion, Columbia, Peter Millar, loadable hats, accessories, Yeti, all your tailgating necessities. Download the Alumni Hall app, click account, and it'll tell you how much Hall cash you've earned. You earn $10 in rewards for every $150 you spend. Alumni Hall, with physical locations in Murfreesboro, Bristol, and 3 locations in Knoxville, now open in Johnson City. Pop into Alumni Hall and get ready and tell them Tony B sent you.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make that happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm going to hop online and I'm going to get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
Yeah, it's another day, but what kind of day is it really? A day of doom scrolling? Laundry day? Nah, it's a White Claw day. Light and refreshing tasting, uniquely cold wave filtered. There's an iconic flavor for everyone. So grab a pack, grab your friends. Make the most of each day with those who matter most. When you're together with White Claw, every day is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. You just gotta grab it. White Claw. Grab life by the claw. Please drink responsibly. Hard seltzer with flavors. White Claw Seltzer Works, Chicago, Illinois.
Got a problem tree looming over your home? Call ECR Total Landscapes. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, our certified pros get the job done safely and efficiently. We're licensed, insured, and ready 24/7 for emergency calls. Big or small, we cut them all. ECR Total Landscapes. Call now for a free estimate, 865-384-2012, and mention promo code FANRUN for free stump grinding on any tree removal now through the end of the year. Also, visit us at ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Basilio here for Budget Transmissions. TGMD, the great Matt Dixon, took his Ford Escape to budget, and like our Gold Bullet back in the day, it was a total mess. And now, Matt's back in the game. He's got a new transmission, axle, wheel bearing, both radiator hoses, engine mounts, coolant hoses. I mean, his Ford Escape was about to escape to the junkyard, but he didn't begrudge it. He took it to budget, and now he's on his way back to Omaha. Budget Transmissions, over 30 years in business, conveniently located in Bearden. All extended service contracts are honored. A gold certified Repair Pal member. 865-584-4391. 865-584-4391. Budget Transmissions. Don't begrudge it. Take it to budget.
Hey there, Basilio family. Jennifer Morris here with Keller Williams Realty. The countdown to fall football is on. Is your fall plan missing the perfect home to watch the Vols make another playoff run? If a new view is on your game day checklist, I'm ready to help you find it. Don't wait until kickoff. Give me a call today at 865-694-5904 or visit my website at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Josh Collins at Collins Insurance Agency. At Collins Insurance, we strive to ensure our customers receive better coverage along with bigger savings. Our community is important to us. We want to provide exceptional service to our customers. Anybody can provide great rates, great coverage, but can you also get great service? And hey, don't just take my word for it.
What's up, everybody? Zakai Ziegler here. My family turns to Collins Insurance Agency for the best service, coverage, and price.
So don't just go online and get some random insurance. Experience the Collins Insurance difference.
Like he said, experience the Collins Insurance difference. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. And hey, their Mama's Easy approved. CollinsInsuranceTN.com. Thank you to Josh Collins and ZZ.
One more thing, Tony. Go Vols.
I love how my man Josh Collins says go Vols. I love when people say go Vols. GBO, go Vols. I said it's great. Ha ha to be. By the way, let's keep it live and legal. My bad.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
Yeah, we on the fan run all the way up till William Pattison with the playbook. Very highly of that gentleman. It's got great stuff. Great information. Chad Field, speaking of information, says the following. The Orange Wave for a road game. First time ever. First time ever. Orange Wave versus Whiteout. He's your Vol uniform tracker online. And he says he's hype about it. And I retweeted him and said, I'm pump. Hype and pump. And no, neither of us conjugated those terms. I'm hype and he's pump. No, he's hype and I'm pump. And Brian, you were saying, go ahead.
I thought they did that against South Carolina, or no, was that orange helmets they wore that day?
Matt Dixon, what say you?
Yeah, I think that was the orange helmets for the first time. Because, I mean, they rarely wear orange on the road.
That was Chad's
I guess
point.
when you go to LSU, you do it. And,
yep.
I mean, very rarely.
Somebody asked Chad, what about an LSU? He said, no, it wasn't all orange. This all orange thing against all white, that's going to look like a weird video game out there. I hate when they screw around with these helmets, though. Like, you guys were talking about Oklahoma before. I've always been a sucker. I'm a sucker for a couple different uniforms in college football. I love USC's uniform. I think it's incredible. I love Oklahoma, that whatever that color is in their helmet, it just does something. It just speaks to me. There are a few LSU uniforms that I pop for, and then Nico's uniform. That UCLA uniform, I love that color combination. Let's go to the phones. 865-200-5402. We think the top 7 teams in the league right now coming into play this weekend. This is all subject to change. Georgia is 1, Oklahoma is 2, LSU is 3, Bama is 4, A&M is 5, Tennessee is 6, and Ole Miss is 7. And I got to tell you, you could take Tennessee and put them second there, and it ain't going to bother me. It would not bother me. I think you can make it. It's kind of like that quarterback conversation. How deep does the team go, Matt? Does the league go before these teams quit lying one on top of the other? For instance, we have LSU 3rd and Ole Miss 7, and if I'm not mistaken, Ole Miss is a 1.5-point favorite against LSU this weekend with a backup quarterback playing. Is that accurate? I believe it is. So how deep can we go? Is Ole Miss the cutoff point, or is there an 8th team that goes in that bunch as well?
Texas.
Oh, my God. Yeah, let's put Texas there. Where Arch
you could almost go
there.
12, 11 deep to find a team that wouldn't make a playoff, that wouldn't contend.
Well, who's 9, Brian? Who are we going to nominate?
I mean, you got Missouri. Has anybody mentioned them yet?
No. I'm surprised Matt hasn't. Let's go to the phones. Do you respect Missouri, Matt, or do you find them to be a popcorn flatulence this year?
No, they're a pretty decent team. We'll see when they up the level of competition here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they had a schedule last year that kind of set them up to do something, and they sort of what's the word? Well, they fell back. To the phones we go on your TLD Logistics phone lines. Let's open them up here in hour 2. You're on the air. Hi.
Tony B, this is Rod in Clarksville.
Hey, Clarksville. Welcome in, brother. Good to hear from you.
You too, Tony. I don't know how you've done it, Tony. I don't know what kind of notes you've written down before this show, but the topics that you have come up with today for the panel before you actually had callers has just been unfreaking real.
Really? Because that was off the top of my head, man.
You've just went all over the place.
I know, except for the
topics, Tony.
rankings. Except for the rankings, the other stuff was just extemporaneous.
It's amazing the things that come out of your brain, man. It's just crazy. But I was thinking about how y'all was talking about earlier about the uniform thing, from Mississippi State.
Yep.
And I think Bry or even Matt said, they like the stormtroopers. And I come up with, I never thought about this, but have we ever wore like the stormtrooper white tops and of course the white helmet with the orange trim with black pants?
Guys, you guys remember that?
I don't think so. I don't think they've ever worn that.
I don't think they've ever worn black pants, have they?
Chad Fields. Yeah, we had all black, right, Bri? Lane Kiffin, Halloween night.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't think they wore black pants against South. I think it was black jerseys, but they had.
Yeah, I think they've only worn the black pants with the black jerseys.
Yeah, and those things look like a Flyers goalie back in the day, Doug Favell.
I just thought that would be pretty neat to have the stormtrooper white, tops with the white helmets and black pants. I think that would be pretty slick.
It looked pretty hard, Rod. I agree with that.
And another thing I was thinking about, Tony, is how you was talking about, Florida basketball.
Yep.
And, their size of their stadium compared to ours. And I thought about, what would have happened if our boy Bruce Pearl, when he left here, when it went to Florida instead of Auburn, do you think he would have built a dynasty there?
Oh, he was going to win wherever he went. He's an excellent college basketball coach, but they still wouldn't have mattered. It still wouldn't have mattered down there. Look, Billy Donovan and Nick Saban in my lifetime are the two best hires in the modern era. And this Vitello guy, for it's all over, is going to be regarded as one of the best hires as well. He's going to be on that short list of guys. But here's the thing. Vitello gets here and interest explodes. Saban goes to Alabama, and not only does interest in their thing go through the roof, but so does enrollment at their school. Billy Donovan accomplished more than anybody you'll see in the modern era in men's basketball, this side of Wooden. I mean, it was incredible the run he had there. And they didn't care there. I mean, they didn't build him a new building. Their home court still smells like chlorine. I mean, I'm not trying to get ugly here, but they don't care. And by the way, they're never going to care there. And the other difference between their fan base and ours, just to make a point, because you got me fired up here, when they lose a couple more games, and I'm serious, there's a chance there's 40,000 people when we go play them down there. Because, Matt, that is what Florida fans do. They unplug. And our fan base, let me tell you, from doing that Garza Law fifth quarter fan reaction for 10 years now, our fan base is not capable of unplugging. Our administration in the fall of 2017 did everything they could to kill our program. And Shiano Sunday, we were on for close to 12 hours with a couple 100,000 listeners. So I'm telling you, you're not capable of killing this thing or running Tennessee fans off. But those Florida fans, Matt, I mean, I'm telling you guys the truth. There could be 45 or 50,000 people in there, Matt.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. The first home game in a month. So it'll be really interesting to see how their season plays out.
And Rod, you like popping me. You like when you get me all excited, Rod. See, I heard that.
Hey, Tony, I just love when I hear you say Steve effing Pearl. It is the funniest.
Well, he's a clown because he said when he was on Cumberland Avenue, he said, "I'm Stephen effing Pearl and I own this town." And that was when he was 18. And a couple of his buddies were trying to get into the bar. He said, "Let me go to the front of the line here."
But you know what?
Yeah.
Before Auburn fires Stephen effing Pearl, your boy Rick Barnes is going to own him and run him out of the gym every time they play him. He's going to run him out of the gym.
Somebody going to feel this.
Yeah,
when they play each
somebody's
other.
going to definitely feel this.
When they play. Roger, my man.
One more thing, last thing, Tony.
Yeah.
You remember I called on the overtime call, and I told you that, we was talking about what happens if, our boy goes down, and who are we going to get to replace him? And I said, none of those two quarterbacks we got behind him. I said, we should probably go with Boo Carter. And now I've thought about this, Tony, and I thought to myself, I think I said the wrong word. I didn't mean to say Boo Carter. I meant to say Star Thomas. We need to put Star Thomas to give him the wishbone and let him go.
I'll tell you one thing about that, because I'm not going to laugh at that. This Star Thomas guy is a million times more elusive than I thought he was. I don't know about y'all. When he gets the ball in his hands, to my panel, I had no idea the guy was capable of some of the things he does in the open field. This cat's making people miss, Matt, against Georgia. Nobody does that.
Yeah, he's. I think pretty clearly your best running back. Kind of does everything. He's really, really good. One of those pleasant surprises.
You've got two guys in the backfield that no one thought could do what they've been doing. That's Aguilar and Star Thomas. And you've got wide receivers who nobody really thought could do what they're doing either. So it's kind of surprises all up and down the offense.
C, do you think this is a Joey Aguilar deal, that he's just raised the level of these dudes? What do you think? Is that just having competent quarterback play?
Yeah, I think it's just the offense kind of humming better. Would make sense to me. I think that obviously Nico, the whole operation just was a little bit flat. So I think kind of just getting a little more tempo and being able to kind of see what it's supposed to look like kind of just makes everyone look a little bit better.
We're off to a great start with our phone calls. Let's get our next one in on your TLD Logistics phone line. I want to remind you, tomorrow we're live down at Calhoun's on the River. The great Joe Kurt is finna join us. The great Joe Kurt is finna join us, and I'm looking forward to that. He'll be by about 15 in front of our 45 into the show tomorrow. So if you want to get down there, I'm thinking about making it a family night and going down to the game Friday night. And I want to help him just continue to beat the drum to get a huge crowd in that place. Because I'm going to tell you something. The Lady Vols got some gals that can hammer it. Hammer it, man. Can score from anywhere. But let's go back to our phones on a day where we've gotten off on several topics. As my man Rod in Clarksville said. And Rod in Clarksville, thanks for the love, brother. Right back at you. I think you've got a great mind, or whatever you said about me, an interesting mind yourself. Hello and welcome into our next call. Hey, W. Lynn, welcome in.
How my friends compatriots doing today?
Brother, I'm fired up, man. I mean, we've touched so many topics. We've touched so many topics, it takes my breath away.
Well, I want to comment on the schedule reveal we saw the other night and why I'm happy with it. In the 6 rotators that we got, all the 4 years we have 3 halves and 3 have-nots or 3 wannabes. Now, Steve might not know what I'm talking about, but my halves are the 6 that we call the halves in the old 10-team conference, plus Oklahoma and Texas. That makes 8. And then the others are the have-nots or the kind of wannabes. And we play 4 halves and 4 and 5 have-nots. But in those have-nots, we're playing people that are kind of at the top of the list now, like Ole Miss, Missouri, A&M. But I'm kind of happy with the overall schedule. What about you guys?
Dixon, are you happy with it?
Yeah. I think it's good. I like it. Obviously, pretty challenging, but yeah, I like how it's kind of laid out. It gives you, got a real chance next year with an incredible home schedule.
for as big as the league is, that schedule makes the league feel smaller. I think the best thing they did, W. Lynn, is go with the every other year rotation deal. Instead of doing the deal where you would play home and away each year, playing everybody every other year kind of makes the league feel smaller. It's a very, very slick way they've done this. Very slick way.
Yeah, you'll get a more feel of how everybody is top to bottom more this way. And I will say this, with this 9-game schedule and we're going to play a Power 4 team, we have got to start our schedule on week 0 and have 2 open dates. You can talk to any former players. I talked to many from 85 to 95, and they told me playing an SEC opponent bangs you up like no other. So you're going to need to have a couple of open dates in there, not for people that are always on the injured list, but are just banged up and not 100%. What do you think, guys?
See? Where are you saying that?
I'm having trouble hearing the caller.
What?
Yeah, I'm not kidding. I'm hearing you guys loud and clear, but I'm having trouble. I couldn't understand. I didn't hear really anything W. Lynn said.
What?
It was hard to hear, Brian. I agree.
Oh, because the speaker fell on the ground, W. Lynn, in the middle of your call, and I was yelling and screaming.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I was just saying we need 2 open dates, and we need to start week 0 because we're going to bang ourselves up when we're playing 9 conference games.
And also, Cinco has recommended, guys, a 5th year for everybody. You think they'll adopt that with this new reality in college football? Will they adopt that? What do you all think?
Yes, I think they will. I think they have just been putting it off as long as they could. But I think they'll do it uniformly. Probably, I think there's supposed to be a meeting in October about that an NCAA meeting. So, yeah, I would think that they'll do a uniform 5th year, take all the waivers and stuff out of play.
And then what about expanding the rosters? Do we need to expand the rosters or no? I know we're already at 105, but this thing here
I'd be all for that.
Expanding the rosters?
Yes, because we are a have in the college football world, and we can afford to pay it. Now, I don't know if Middle Tennessee State can afford to pay it or Northwestern, but we can deal with it.
Well, W. Lynn, incredible phone call.
The other thing is on uniforms, Tony. One more thing.
Oh, boy.
There's only 2 uniforms I like. That's our traditional orange jerseys, white pants at home.
Yep.
And on the road, our white jerseys, orange pants.
The Majors
look. That's the only 2 I really like.
The Johnny Majors uniforms, W. Lynn. Let's call it what it is, brah.
We got to start focusing on Mississippi State now, guys.
That's right. I'm just telling these guys that if we don't start focusing on them, we're not beating those guys. You feel me, Matt? We better all start focusing as a radio family. So we go back to the phones, get our next call in. Hello and welcome in on our TLD Logistics phone lines. You are on the air on our Thursday edition. Tomorrow we're live where? Calhoun's on the River, the taste of Tennessee. Hello, welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, Tony. It's Chris from Birmingham.
Hey, Chris, welcome in, man.
Yeah, hey, I know you guys are all over the map today, and I'm sorry to add to it, but I'm totally serious in saying that there's a person down here who wants to start a mushroom farm, and I was wondering if somehow off the air you could hook me up with some instruction, because I hear you talking about you growing up on a mushroom farm.
Yeah, you email me, and I'll get you in touch with one of the foremost guys in that science in the world, if you'll email me.
I will.
Come to my website, click on Email Tony, and put in the subject heading, I need information on mushrooms. Is he wanting to grow whites, off-whites? Is he wanting to grow magics?
Okay. Yeah, and I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome in every realm, and y'all keep us alive down here with Big Orange in Birmingham. So
thank you, brother.
y'all. Have a great day, and go Vols.
Thank you. Go Vols to you. I asked the guy, Matt, if he wanted to grow magic mushrooms. Did you catch that? Because he didn't catch it.
Yeah, he wasn't. He didn't hear that part.
No, he didn't sell for it. Have any of you guys ever done shrooms? Any of you ever done shrooms?
I think that's the first time we've had a caller who just wanted to talk about growing agriculture before.
Well, I'm going to put him in touch with the great Dr. Mike Fidanza. You can look him up, Dr. Michael Fidanza, who I was talking to last night, who's consulted Bethpage Black for this weekend. See what? Give me a couple decent bets this weekend that you've got.
Well, I was going to ask you, Tony,
play.
first. Like I said, I didn't hear W. Lynn's call. You said, did he call me out? Is that right?
Yeah.
What happened? I couldn't hear. I didn't hear a single word he said.
The speaker fell on the ground. You can hear the call.
Yeah, I've heard every other caller fine.
Okay.
I just couldn't hear anything he said. So what happened?
He said something about something you wouldn't know, or maybe something like that.
That's right.
What was it?
It was something to do with history, and he said now probably doesn't know this. And
I defer to W. Lynn on all things Tennessee history. I'm not gonna. I don't take offense to that.
Back to the phones. No, he takes you guys under wings. That's what I love about it. W. Lynn is literally a wing taker. I mean, and really, if you think about it, what do wings do? They get up in the air. And they rely on that. Physics, Physics. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, y'all. Can you hear me?
Go right ahead. Oh, Leslie, good to hear from you.
Yes.
And where,
Leslie.
Brian?
So,
and where's she calling from, Brian? Let's see if Brian gets it today.
Oh, yeah.
Maury County.
Now we're talking.
No, Brian.
It's Murray County,
Murray
you clown.
County.
Say it, Brian. Leslie, I apologize for that. I don't know what I'm going to do.
That's all right. It's early. Hey, like Bill Murray, Murray County. But anyway, listen. On the not survey. What are you calling it? The ranking the job.
Yep.
This would be I would put Georgia, LSU, Tennessee, or Texas. I think that the places where these teams are located plays a big part, and no one wants to live in some of these towns. And I just think if you think about where everyone's wanting to move to, and of course LSU being where it is and the recruiting base, but everybody's moving to Georgia and Tennessee, and Heupel's kind of hinted at that. That how much they love the Knoxville and East Tennessee area. And I think he's not just saying that for some of these commercials. From what I've heard, they love it, for their family. So I don't know. But that's what I've got.
Leslie, there are so many former coaches that come back here and live.
Right.
I was talking with the great Tony Jones
players
about that.
Too.
And players
too.
I call this place the Hotel California.
Mm-hmm.
Because you think you're going to check out, but you're always going to come back here. You can never leave. It gets in your blood. Leslie, I can't believe 40 years later I'm still here. I just cannot.
I mean, if we weren't living in Middle Tennessee, we'd definitely move that way. But, hey, can I say something about Lane Kiffin?
Go for it.
I think he's a home run hire for Florida, and I hope they don't ask him. I saw his Florida Atlantic Owls back in 2018 at MTSU, and they beat the brakes off the poor Blue Raiders. The offense was the same style that he has now, and if he has a ton of connections, I believe, in Florida. I mean, he's already coached there, and his Owls, that was the best run in their football program's history before or since. And they had some pretty notable wins. I was looking back. And, I just think that we don't want him there. I think he would do well. I mean, look at his coaching record once he got his head on a little more straight, and under Saban's tutelage, I mean, he's done pretty well.
They beat Georgia last year. I mean, that's enough said. Now they gave it back with the loss to Kentucky, but
Mm-hmm.
the thing the guy has done is he's got Ole Miss relevant. That's what they are. I mean, they're favored against a team that we ranked what? Third in the deal. They're a 1.5 favorite, which means they're right on and they have a backup quarterback going out there Saturday.
If Kiffin wants that job, don't you think that game against Florida is a must-win for him?
Brian, no, because as C just told you, and like Sean Sinclair said yesterday, these millionaires and billionaires want people they can control. It's a piece of the puzzle. Unless I'm going to bring Nick Saban in, and then I know what I'm getting myself into because I know I'm going to give him total control, but he's going to win national championships. Most wealthy people want people they can control. That's just how it works.
Don't y'all think Saban's personality, though, it seems like it would be a great fit down there at Florida, looking at their past successful coaches?
Oh, Nick Saban?
No,
Lane
Kiffin at Florida.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I just think,
yeah.
And I mean, he still has a lot of connections down there in South Florida, where that Florida Atlantic is, and there's a ton of talent down there. I just think that we don't want him going there as Tennessee, but he probably will. Why would he not take the job? It seems like it would be a great fit.
I do think
him.
Look, I just don't think they want him.
Mm-hmm.
They should have hired him the last cycle. Why did they hire him last cycle?
Do we know who their big donors are? I mean, I don't have a clue.
No, I don't.
I guess the head ball coach might be one of them.
I wonder what kind of relationship Spurrier has with Lane Kiffin. I've never. Did we ever hear about that, Matt, when he was here? Spurrier and Kiffin? Any idea?
I'm not sure. I would think they could probably get along pretty well, but
I would think so too, because the John Reeves thing. He was married to Layla, or they're back together, right?
Yes, they are. The
Yeah.
only interaction that I remember between Spurrier and Kiffin was that
Lane
the
and
gas
his wife.
pumping comment.
What is it? What comment?
Remember he said Alshon Jeffrey will end up pumping gas. He goes and plays for Spurrier.
Oh, that's right.
They faced each other in that Halloween game where they wore all black, and
that's right.
Kiffin pulled his pants down.
That's interesting. Spurrier's kind of a grudge holder. That would be that'd be kind of interesting. Hey, Leslie, yeah. So Lane and his wife are back together.
Well, that's good.
That's great.
I'm happy for him. I don't have this hatred for him like some Tennessee fans.
Yeah.
But I respect those that do. I mean, I get it, and seems like a lot of them were students there at the time. And I mean, that would be hard to get past, it would be very emotional for those people. But, I like him, and, I don't know. I hope he doesn't go there because I think he would do well. That's just he took that Florida Atlantic team, and I know people are like, well, that's Florida Atlantic, but, they play some pretty solid teams that have had solid football programs for that level, like Akron and Austin Peay, and there was another one I saw, but I mean, he did extremely well there. And right before the pandemic, and then I guess that year they got shut down, and then he ended up at Ole Miss. But I don't know. I don't like the thought of him going there myself.
Yeah, my sense of Lane Kiffin, and thank you, Leslie, for the call. My sense of him is he's always been a pretty good talent eval guy. Which, if you're going to win at a place like this, you got to make it count when you're out there finding players. Even when you have a high budget, you go to a place like Florida, you got to be a great eval guy.
Can I ask you this question? Are you as afraid of Kiffin at Florida now that they're not going to be on the schedule every year?
Oh, I don't care. No, obviously not.
Does it make a difference?
Sure, but you're still going to compete with them for a playoff spot. And those playoff spots are precious because, well, here's a subject for you guys when we come back. Annually, how many playoff teams when we go to 16 are coming out of this league? What's your expectation as we continue with more right after this.
Guests appear on the TLD Logistics Hotline, online at tldlogistics.com.
You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land? Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Mike Scott, for hundreds in our area. Custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contract. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting.
College football fans, Chris Fowler here with the play call. This season, go for Dose with ice-cold refreshing Dos Equis. It's more than a single play. It's a mindset. Think of it as a 2-point conversion for real life. Taking the risk, making the bold move. Whenever we get the chance to go big, we take it. On the field and off, always go for Dose with Dos Equis. Enjoy Dos Equis responsibly. Copyright 2024 Dos Equis Lager Especial Beer. Imported by Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Whether it's baseball, football, softball, church groups, or schools, if you're raising money, do it with locally roasted grade A grounds coffee. I'm Billy Miller, a Vol alum and Knoxville native. You keep 40% of sales, and we donate 5% back to our East Tennessee community. Get started today by visiting our website at gradeagrounds.com.
Fall officially begins this month, so now is the perfect time to make sure your home's HVAC system is ready for the season ahead. Don't ignore the warning signs that your heating or cooling system is struggling or nearing the end of its lifespan. And if you need fast, reliable HVAC repairs, seasonal preventative maintenance, or want to invest in a new high-efficiency system, then call the trusted HVAC experts at Piper Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. For whatever HVAC problems you encounter, our certified technicians will make a full assessment and then provide the best long-term solution to keep your home comfortable again all year long. We make it easy with free on-site estimates for replacements and free second opinions on repairs. And if budgets are tight, we offer flexible payment plans including 0% financing with credit approval. Be sure to ask about our 10-plus year warranties that are 2 times longer than industry standards so you don't spend a cent on unexpected costs in the future. So call Pipe Wrench at 865-264-8090 or book online at pipewrench.com to schedule your appointment today. And as always, same-day service guaranteed or the visit is free.
Hi, I'm Jim Simpson, owner of Simpson Meats. When's the last time you grilled a really good burger or steak? One your friends still talk about. Our goal at Simpson Meats is to make it happen every time you have a cookout. All of our cuts of meats, steaks, burgers, briskets, and pork are always fresh, flavorful, and sustainably sourced. We are family owned, so we know the importance of knowing how and where your food is raised. We have been putting quality first since 1888. Visit our butcher shop off Lovell Road or online at simpsonmeats.com.
Hey there, Basilio family. Jennifer Morse here with Keller Williams Realty. The countdown to fall football is on. Is your fall plan missing the perfect home to watch the Vols make another playoff run? If a new view is on your game checklist, I'm ready to help you find it. Don't wait until kickoff. Give me a call today at 865-694-5904 or visit my website at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Tony Basilio, and we are live once again with Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, you're out there on the field, 100 strong here in Knoxville. Talk to me. What's been going on with FC Alliance now that the weather's heating up?
We're out here for the first night of the boys' tryouts. We have over 400 kids that will be here tonight. So a lot of exciting times right now for us. Our club team start at U9 and we go all the way through U19. We have over 1,000 kids that come from Chattanooga from the Tri-Cities that make all our teams and make this club what it is today. So we're excited about it. We finished the younger kids a couple of weeks ago. We just finished the girls last night, and now we're on to our older boys program as we speak right now.
And we're blowing and going in the Tri-Cities. Tell me about it.
We started FC Alliance North 1 year ago, and coming off the first year, we're the largest, most competitive club up in the Tri-Cities area. We just finished our trials last night. Looks like right now we will be well over 400 kids for the upcoming season. So great things happening up there. We've put our boys into some really good regional leagues. So we're excited about what the future holds for them and also our girls programs.
If you want more information, check them out at fcallianceknox.org. That's fcallianceknox.org. Chad Stockton, keep growing the beautiful game here in East Tennessee.
Absolutely. Thanks, Tony.
Tony Basilio along with the great Mark Griffin. And we're here to talk about our friends at Performance Medicine. And Griff, their slogan, stay educated, stay healthy. That's you.
Wow. I really like to think that, Tony, and I'd like to give Dr. Rogers a lot of credit because I definitely want to stay educated and healthy, and knowing that he's putting the time and effort in to make sure of my care. I want to encourage your listeners to put the time to learn and become educated and get to know Dr. Rogers and see if it can help with your health as well.
And there's a really, really easy way to do that. In fact, they've got their own YouTube channel. You can see Dr. Rogers for himself with his staff. It's called the Performance Medicine Show over at the Performance Medicine channel over on YouTube. Also, more information at performancemedicine.net. To our friends in North Knoxville, a brand new location over in Fountain City, now accepting patients. So many ways to reach Dr. Rogers. And like they say, stay educated, stay healthy. Performance Medicine, online, performancemedicine.net.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
When it's past high noon, it's time for a vodka soda made with a vodka you actually heard of. I'm talking White Claw vodka soda made with White Claw premium vodka. JB Smooth only drinks vodka soda made with the world's smoothest vodka.
And you can too. Pick you up a bottle of the triple wave filtered vodka that's been distilled 5 times. White Claw premium vodka comes in 4 flavors: black cherry, mango, pineapple, and just vodka. You haven't had vodka like this. No one has. White Claw Premium Vodka. Please drink responsibly.
Tony B here with the great Sakai Ziegler for
Hey,
Advent.
whoa. Tony, I got this. Hey, Tennessee, it's Easy here. Next time you have an electric issue at your home or business, call my friends at Advent Electric. With offices in Knoxville and Nashville, it's Mama's Easy approved.
You heard it from the most electrifying player in the league. Call the service professionals at Advent Electric, 865-588-0631. Online, adventelectric.com. Tell them ZZ sent you. My name's Basilio. I'm back with you, 865-200-5402 on our Thursday edition. Taking you up to the playbook with William Pattison as we fan run through this Thursday. And, all right, guys, before we go back to the phones, the game you're most looking forward to this weekend, and it's a loaded card, might be the best one of the season so far. Anybody?
I would say it's high.
Tie? All right, what are the games?
Between the two games that'll be on kind of during the Garza Law post game, the Alabama Georgia. I'm very interested in Georgia's defense. I think it's going to tell us a lot about Tennessee as well, because there's some concerning signs of Georgia's defense, but if they have it figured out and they're better than kind of the numbers show and kind of what they look like against Tennessee, it's a really good sign for Tennessee. But I'm really excited to watch Georgia and Alabama, because Alabama kind of seems like they've turned the corner against Wisconsin and kind of the Crip game. So I'm very excited to learn a lot about those two teams. And then the Oregon-Penn State game. Penn State is favored in the game. You've talked about kind of the narrative around James Franklin in the big games. This is a game Penn State should win on paper, I think, for the better team. Oregon, I think, has put up some big numbers against really bad teams. That Oklahoma State team who lost to Tulsa. But yeah, I think both those games, Penn State, they're supposed to have a fixed offense. They have got all these receivers in the portal, but I think, like Matt was saying off the air, I think the offense itself may be the problem, not the quality of receivers, because that Harrison Wallace kid who was at Penn State last year was awful, and now he's at Ole Miss, and he's a really good player. So I think it might be the system more than anything at Penn State. And so is that going to hold him back and keep him from winning another game? He should win another big game. Both those games are A+ in my opinion.
Old big game James up there loves his really terrible offense. Back to the phones we go on our TLD Logistics phone lines. Hello and welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, Tony, Jake from Memphis. How you doing?
Hey, Jakey, welcome in, buddy.
Hey, I don't know what I'm more excited about, Garza Law, talking about the game with you guys, or it's funny here lately. I've been looking at the, what are the games? What kind of games are going to be on while Garzalall is going on? Because I so much enjoy watching the games and hearing y'all talk about them as they're going on.
Well,
so
yeah, and to
super
those
excited about that.
and to those not familiar, our post game show, our Garzalall fifth quarter fan reaction. Essentially, what we do is we take a couple of the big national games, generally ones that will have importance to us. Like last week, the Oklahoma game, obviously, you're going to see them in the near future. This week, obviously, we'll focus on the Alabama game and maybe whatever else is going on in that window. And we just kind of do a watch along and sort of react to it while we're talking about the Tennessee thing and what people tell me, the consumer of that product tell me is it's like sitting with a room full of guys talking about the game we just watched, watching another game, and it's just all these takes all at once. So it's cool you've picked up on that, Jake. Yeah, it's fun. It's really fun to do it.
I'm really, really excited for the Mississippi State game this week. My wife is a Mississippi State grad. So
nice.
Anytime, we don't get to play this game very often. So super excited about it. I'm honestly still not over the Georgia game. That one hurt so much. It just hurt the most in the one in a very long time. And part of the way I'm coping with it, I'm kind of curious to hear Matt's thoughts, especially because I know he's really good with this type of stuff. Matt, if that field goal had gone in, were we going to rush the field? Do you know? How was it feeling?
The students would have rushed the field.
Yeah, and that's kind of just how my brain works, I guess. But if that had been the case and we rushed the field, that probably would have been the last time that we had rushed the field. I would imagine in a pretty long time, right? I mean, we've crossed over so many obstacles and hurdles with Heupel bringing us back, and just as I was watching, I was like, well, if I'm going to stomach this loss, at least I can hold on to my son is still a little too young to start taking the games right now, but I want him to experience what I experienced in 22 with the Bama game and how that felt. And, if we had rushed the field against Georgia, I feel like that would have been a very long time until something like that happened again. Is that the same kind of vibe and feeling y'all were getting?
You touched on something that I think we could unpack here. When we go to a 16-team playoff, I wonder how many, and it goes more in an NFL model, I wonder how many field rushings there will be around this league. You might be right, man. That might be a disappearing deal.
Well, yeah, I mean, I was thinking more for our program. We're coming to the point now where we are expecting those wins. But you're right. I mean, when 9-3 gets you into the playoffs, which, last year we had 7 9-3 teams in the SEC, but that was now you're going to get an extra conference game, and plus some of those 9-3 teams like Missouri last year, they were pretty bad non-conference games, so it's a little bit skewed. But yeah, I mean, when you know that 3 losses can still get you in, it's not going to weigh as much. But no, I appreciate the discussion, guys. Great show. Thank y'all for the time.
Thank you.
What Jake what he brings up sort of reminds me of what I've always thought. The college football is more of a rivalry sport more than a postseason sport, but with a 12-team playoff and maybe more, I don't know that you can still say that.
I don't think it is, Brian.
How much does beating your rival really mean now?
Like when I'm watching the NFL and the Eagles play the Cowboys, I know I'm playing them twice.
Yeah.
And you know that from the NFL experience.
And you go back from Mississippi State. This is only the 5th time they played in Starkville since the 2 divisionals split off back in 1991. This is only the 5th time Tennessee's played a game in Starkville, which think about that for a second. That's 30 plus years ago.
Wow. That's crazy.
94, 02, 07, 2012, and this year.
It's an interesting thing to think about. 865-200-5402. Okay, so when we go to the 16-team playoff, which is going to be sooner rather than later, what's the number from this league, guys, that will get into that playoff annually? What's a good working number? Because that's really where your expectations should come from.
9-3.
No, I mean a number of teams, a working number of teams annually that will get
at
in.
least 5 every year, and then potentially 6 and maybe even 7 on some years.
Brian, how many went 9-3 last year or better, off the top of your head?
Well, you had obviously the 3 teams that made it. I think Florida, I think Georgia, South Carolina, no, Alabama, South Carolina, Ole Miss all went 9-3. So 6 teams.
How many of those 6 would have gotten in last year? The other 3, so to speak. That'd be interesting to plug in just to look.
They all would have gotten in. They all would have gotten in.
So 6 seems like a workable number, right? Because one of the hangups with the SEC and the Big Ten was the SEC wanted, or rather, the Big Ten wanted a guaranteed 4. Why? Because they know that annually the SEC is going to sop up the gravy. And that's where the revenue is. The real revenue at the end of the year, you're going to be rewarded as a league for the highest number of teams you put in. And that's going to incentivize these teams to go out and sign the best rosters they can and to play the best schedules they can. So really, everybody wins. And like Matt said, I think you're in a model at that point where, okay, you beat an Alabama in your building. Do you go and rip the goalpost down? I don't know. I mean, that's for me to know and you to decide, you know? It doesn't feel like, Matt, a goalpost attacking sport anymore at that point, does it?
No, and certainly not for Tennessee. No, yeah. I mean, I'm sure you'll still have it, but yeah, I think that's going to be limited.
What it'll take is a team that hadn't beaten a team in years and years and years, beating a team, hitting that team finally at home.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to have to take.
Or like Vandy beating Bama last year.
That's
right.
right.
Come down.
That's right. That's right. Or a 24-point underdog going out and beating somebody, you know? Back to the phones we go on our TLD Logistics phone lines. Hi, welcome in. You're on the air.
Hey, Tommy, it's Rusty. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Hey, I had a little idea. That Kiffin show that came out. Can we give ulterior names for what the show should have been called?
Sure, go for it.
Let's see. How Layla got her groove back. Dude, where's my Lexus?
What did you think of the show? You're the first person I've talked to that's seen it. Was it good?
No, I actually haven't watched it yet. I just was getting blown up that it's a thing yesterday that was going on. And I thought, actually the missus is the one that was like, what's in that show? Stranded on a Tarmac?
Nice.
So she gave me the idea, so all credit goes to her.
Nice.
Hey, what else? Ranking the SEC teams, I mean, it's crazy, but I think like 1 through 9, maybe 1 through somewhere between 1 through 7 or 1 through 9. It's very little difference.
It's crazy, dude, how these teams lay one on top of the other. And if we're right, and if that is the case, this is going to be one of the more contentious, fun, regular seasons we've seen in a long time around here.
For sure. And it's only going to get crazier next year if it keeps going this way. And I think what's going on with the recruiting and why Alabama's not what their roster on paper says they are is because it's just you can't have a roster full of 60 great dudes anymore to pick from. You have a roster full of 40 great dudes and then maybe 35 great dudes, and then it's dispersed everywhere else. So even though Bama might have like this recruiting class 1, this recruiting class 3, blah, 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 or Georgia might, we've watched Tennessee and Georgia and Tennessee and Bama play the last 3 years. And there's not been this overwhelming difference in line of scrimmage battles.
It's a really good point, man. That's exactly what I was thinking during that Georgia game.
Ole Miss was not overwhelmed by Georgia at all last year at the line of scrimmage.
No.
So anyway, this is my last thing, and this is food for thought for everybody. Joey played quarterback super well in 23 over at App State, and he played it he still was top in the country in yards and completions and touchdowns. He just had a ton of picks to go with it last year. But what if Heupel would have identified him going into 23 and he'd been our quarterback the last 2 years? And then this was his final year as the quarterback for 3 years in Knoxville. How's that for a what if?
It's a great what if. And would he have been this effective in that offense the last couple years?
He would have been better than the last two guys in it.
Probably, yeah. Yep.
And both of those teams had really high end defenses, and he would have functioned better. He wouldn't have missed nearly as many of the downfield shots. And that's